I have some Canadian things to talk about.
Oh,
Ooh.
It's
okay.
related to our ongoing messaging with Alpha Flight because we sent them a can of olives to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and they declared it Peaceticice, and they had chat make or audience make Peaceticice cards, greeting cards for Peaceticice.
Oh my god.
And so I was talking to Matthews, our one of our comms people, before shift to be like reviewing what had happened because we like to keep Beej completely in the dark before shift, so we just talk amongst ourselves. And Matthews I was like, okay, I like the Flanders Fields one, and Matthews was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So, I don't know. Sarah, could you put it in another window, like in a browser window? I just posted it in DB Stage.
Just
yeah, and then I don't know, Beej or Paul could read it. There's more to this story.
Who do you think has the appropriate amount of gravitas to read this?
It's Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. I don't know, Matthews, if you want to come up and be publicly shamed for your lack of knowledge on Canadian trivia.
It might not be worth it.
Yeah.
But today you and a bunch of the people are getting a lesson with a little piece of Canadiana here.
All right. So this was entered in. Was this the winner?
No, I think that's one of the runners-up.
Wow.
I don't remember. I like that they included the olives. A lot of them included olives, which was a good touch.
In Moonbase halls, the Timbits roll. Between the banners, scroll on scroll. That mark the shifts, and while on the screen, the chat still bravely scrolling memes. Scarce seen behind the profit rolls. We are the Fed, short days ago. We churned, we baked, we shopped Hokkaido. Gave and received. Now we bus in the Moonbase halls.
Oh, God. That we are the Fed is just like...
Yeah.
It's the thing where you're like, this was clearly written around that line.
Actually, yeah, I think I have another video to play that I posted earlier in Shift Zeta. I don't know if someone else could paste that in DB Stage, or if Sarah can find it. Okay, yes, Peach has me. Peach has my back. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
But Beej's post...
I've provided context.
Yeah,
I don't know if the context is necessary. Is it? Do we want to watch the minute first and then your thing?
We can watch the minute because that explains the thing.
Great.
And then I'll go and finish the story.
Okay.
With the third video.
So
the third thing.
This is a parody rewrite of In Flanders Fields, which was written by John McCrae, and this is important because it was written during the First World War, and there's a Historica Canada minute, there's a Heritage minute that Historica Canada looks after. We can get that up because it's from YouTube. Yeah, we can get that Heritage minute up first. You can see how
context
how Canada presents this to the rest of Canada, really, and hopefully to the world. I mean, it doesn't hurt that Remembrance Day was literally, it was the 11th. So
that's part of why I was talking about it.
Yeah, it's fresh in our minds, obviously.
Yeah, so fresh. World War One. Yeah, hip happening.
Cigarettes, sir. Bless you.
Major John McCrae, surgeon, born and raised in Guelph, Ontario.
Poppies. Blow. Between crosses, row on the road. If ye break faith, ye shall not sleep
McRae?
in Flanders fields.
What is it?
I'm not sure.
John McCrae of Montreal died in the war, but his poem is still spoken aloud when men, women, and children gather to remember.
Yeah, and you can hear children chanting it in the background because we learned it as a group, and that was part of the story. It was just like, this is a thing they teach Canadian children, like the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah. We don't say it every day or anything, but but like in the lead up to Remembrance Day, they get everybody to learn it, and then a lot of times, you end up like just chanting it in a group like it doesn't mean anything.
So yeah, Matthews was like, how young do you learn this? And I was like, 7 question mark. And then of course I needed like video evidence, and then I found a boys choir singing it. Yeah, which I'd never heard, but it's really weird.
Yeah, it's a bit of a chipper.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Book of Love a little bit, which is much more recent song.
Why is it still going?
We can stop it. But it's
I mean,
I love
there's more to the poem.
We are the dead, short days ago.
It's one of those things where, like, I remember, learning it when I was a kid, and like, so being, I think it was my mom or somebody was like, but what do you think it means? And I was like, war is bad, bloody, the standard thing. And she's like, really? And it's like, no, that's not what it's about at all. Like, it's we're passing the torch on to keep fighting. It's sort of a different. It's not the like, it's war is really, really bad, but also not that it's sort of a different. It's a slightly different tone than you would sort of expect from like a.
There's that point where it's like, if ye break faith, which is always like one of the more powerful red lines when an adult reads it, because it's like, you need to remember what we did here, and you need to like assume responsibility for this and understand that you have a responsibility too, because that's what we did this for. But anyway, that's just like,
there's a Remembrance Day tradition. So the school that I went to for high school was a private school, and it was also a military back in the day. It's been around for, I think, 150 years or something. And back in the day, it was a military training academy. in like there was an area down in the basement called the range because it used to be the range. There was like bullet holes in the wall. And so the one of the, and you know, a lot of the teachers were actually, you know, went to World War One, and lots of the students went after they graduated and stuff. And so one of the sort of traditions there, which is kind of neat, is they read out a letter that the headmaster of the school wrote to the students because to explain why he wasn't going to be there at the start of the new school year because he was going to World War One, and sort of why he considered that to be a vital thing for him to do. And it's kind of it's quite like I think it's possible to, you know, condemn, you know, obviously war is terrible and things, but to appreciate the sacrifice and the incredibly difficult situation that these young people were in.
Mm-hmm. And now we get to celebrate peace between the shifts.
Indeed we do, with the parody thing of the
About
Flanders
Timbits.
Field. About Timbits.
There's a